What's going on, good people? It's your girl, Ray P, and welcome back to another episode of the We Got Y'all podcast. With me today, and always, is my homeboy, my road dog, the ace boon. I don't want to say coon because, PC.
I feel you. I
Always.
appreciate that.
Hey, Rich, Cincinnati's very own. What's good?
Hey man, I appreciate that intro first and foremost. Thank you for that. And I'm doing well for one. It's been a busy day. Podcasted already for something else for good earners. But I will say this, and obviously I love everybody that I have a chance to record with. But We Got Y'all is some of the most fun I have in a recording space because there's no structure to it. I think everything else that I'm a part of, even with Culture Garden, has structure and things. There's no rules with We Got Y'all. It's just
Yeah.
raw ass conversation about stuff that we love to watch. And obviously, you're a big part of that. Ray P, you're the GOAT. And also the TV connoisseur.
For sure.
So this is long overdue, but we are back, and I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. I love
Happy to
you.
be here, man. Love, I love you too. I love you too. Obviously, people could tell we're here to talk about rap shit. And we had told you guys, well, we didn't get an episode out last week. I had a busy schedule, but we wanted to make sure that we got everybody caught up. So we're going to be discussing at least the first two episodes on this episode. It might be all three, or we'll do episodes 1 and 2 and then get into episode 3 separately and
Yeah.
release them all the same weekend. Depends on how long this goes. So we're figuring it out in real time. So roll with us. That's why the title is Rap Shit Premiere, because we don't know how this is going to play out. But it's been a while. First and foremost, Rachel, we have to discuss Rap Shit Season 1,
Okay.
Episode 1, and our attempt to do this last year.
Yes,
I think we casually mentioned it once. Like, we did record an episode.
we did. I was in New York for work. We did record an episode.
It reached a point where we decided that we weren't going to release it because it came off very get off my yardish.
Mhm.
Rachel and myself both had a conversation and maybe felt that the show wasn't necessarily for our age range.
Yeah.
A la Insecure was. I think the social media aspect, even though we are familiar, we don't live that life. We're not constantly on posting or TikToks and doing all this. So it just seems a little bit different. And as that season 1 went on, we realized, oh no, this is a dope show. I think we both texted each other and was like, yo, we should have stuck with it and talked about rap shit because this is getting real good.
For sure.
And they had certain moments of you and I both talked about the infamous Spotify party and Shauna getting into her own rap and just feeling that secondhand embarrassment for her. Like, no, don't do it. Do you still have the same? That shit was wild. Do you still have the same feeling going into this season that you did into last? Have you grown into the show? Do you feel like it's yours, or are you still looking at it from an observational standpoint? Like, this is just entertainment for me versus me feeling connected to it.
Okay. It is still just entertainment for me. Here's the thing, and the first time I watched season 2, I was so geeked because coming off of season 1 and then the multiple pushbacks due to the writer strike. Shout out to y'all. We back. Y'all
back. Yeah, straight up.
But whatever. So on the first watch, I was like, damn, I feel exactly how I felt last time. I love rap shit. I'm not a rap girly. So some of that, gets lost in the minutia of everything because it's not super, super relatable content for me. But I love doing hood rat things with my friends, so we can get into it. And it's a good ass time. But do I still feel like, damn, I might not fully be the target audience? Yes, I do feel like that, but I love this shit. So here we are.
Same. So I'll agree with you. I'm not the target audience, and maybe I am the target audience, but my personality won't allow it per se. But I will say this: season 1 did a great job of laying the foundation to make me care about these characters and to care about this world. To the point where I was excited for season 2, if for nothing else, even if we weren't talking about it, just to watch and see what's going on, because I thought it was well put together. and I'm usually out early. Once I'm out on the show, I'm usually out. Like it's hard
Mhm.
for me to stay with it or get real back in. Rap shit was one that I was like, all right, okay, all right, this is y'all footing. Y'all found y'all lane.
Yeah.
And the intro, the episode one yield
Mhm.
was okay. We get a look at life on tour and kind of get a catch up with them falling out, but it didn't really pull me in. Episodes two and three did.
For
Those
sure.
were the ones that kind of were like, all right, then this is kind of a pulse, and it's a very degree, it's a high level of difficulty to um, make a plot like you did in episode three, where you just had Mia and Duke, or excuse me, Shauna and Duke, just
Mhm.
wandering around and still making good TV out of that.
Dare I say, Duke is now my favorite character of the show.
It's hard not to be. And I don't know if that's our personalities thing, because you
Yeah.
and I, there's one thing that happened, and it was in episode three that reminded me of both of us. Because
Mhm.
you and I have this very distinctive skill set or trait of we can go quite some time without interacting with anyone. And it's
Yeah.
not a bad thing. It doesn't mean anything's wrong. It doesn't mean that I'm mad. It doesn't mean anything. Like I can be perfectly content, just not picking up my phone or not having to talk, not having to
Mhm.
form an opinion or a thought about something. Like just
For
let me
sure.
be. Like give me a couple minutes to reset, and then
Yeah.
we good. And she had this moment where she talked about it would be great to build something out here, have some land out here, and just get away. Make niggas come to me. Just
Mhm.
sit down. Like I feel like I've done so much running around my whole life. I get to sit down. And that was the moment where I was like, okay, then Duke is me and Duke speak that same language. Between that and how she helped out Shauna at that Circle K,
Yeah.
Duke is solid one. Duke a real one.
She's solid with me. So not too much on episode 3. We'll get there, but
Yeah.
just so y'all know, Duke is the real one. She the realest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure, man. Because she's grinding, and that hustle is it's not for everybody. It ain't for the weak. It's
Yeah.
hard to run up to strangers and sell yourself and sell some shit. Like I don't, nigga, you either like it or you don't. So
Yeah.
that's a special skill in itself. So yeah, shout out to Duke.
Shout out to Duke.
But before we get into these episodes, just want to give some information and some shout outs before we talk. Ava Borkowski,
Mhm.
she directed episodes one and two, titled Yield and titled Heavy Traffic. The show is starring Chameleon as Mia, Ada Osman as Shauna. Real quick, I just want to shout out, excuse me, Duke, Jonica Booth Chastity, aka Duke. For us to have not really known these actors and from them not really have much experience from what I've seen, they do
Mhm.
a really good job of forming themselves. I love when a show can give us new characters and new
Yeah.
people, versus oh I recognize them for that show. Like they are building their own world, and it makes it a lot easier to watch. You also have R.J. Seiler as Lamont, and Daniel Augustine as Maurice. Jabuki Young White as Francois Boom. So we'll get into the episodes now. And what do you want to talk about this first episode? Where do you want to start? There's a lot of places.
We can start really pretty much at the top with a reintroduction to Raina Rain, aka Rap Shit's Iggy Azalea, dare I say?
That's exactly who that gives you.
Uh,
If that's not what they were going for, then that's what we got.
right, for sure, for sure. Um, they are cooking crack. They're making videos. They got on aprons. It's very caricature. Black woman, this white woman in the trap house, like it is literally all over the place. But I love it. Here is the thing though, or the most jarring thing is that Mia still isn't fucking with Shauna.
Hmm.
And it's turning me off to Mia.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
As someone who self-proclaimed, excuse me, can hold a grudge.
Mhm.
Are you not siding with me on this?
How much time has passed? Because
So,
here's the thing with my grudges, if you can call them that.
mhm,
I'm not interacting with you on a daily. I'm no longer still in business with you.
right.
The cutoff is the cutoff. So because she agreed to the decision, okay, we don't have to be friends, but I'm also not going out of my way to shade you. I'm not going out my way to ignore you. I'm not blatantly ignoring you. Like, we in business, we got to make this shit look good. We got to make this shit pop. If I really want it as bad as I say I do, I have to do everything that I can. That means ensuring that our chemistry, no matter how forced it is at this point, looks authentic and is at least somewhat palpable to the audience. Like, they can feel that I really fuck with this bitch. Even if you don't, like, y'all ain't got to kick it on the bus anymore. Y'all don't have to talk. We're not powwowing, going out, having drinks. You're not coming over anymore because I don't fuck with you like that. But what are we doing
We ain't
here?
fuck. Yeah, we ain't about to fuck up the money.
We not fucking up the money and blatantly ignoring me. That maybe that's episode 2 on stage, and just being extra with going out your way, moving your seat so I'm not too close to you. Like, bitch, we're in our mid to late 20s. What are you doing?
Yeah,
All of
it
that
ain't that deep.
off to Mia.
That's fair. That's a fair
Yeah,
because what she's
I'm
mad
like,
about, nah, what she's mad about is something that she got her lick back on in episode 2.
correct.
Yeah, it's over. Like let's move on. Like you said it perfectly. We don't even have to be cool. We don't have to be kikiing. We don't have to put out this image like we're sisters and the best friends. We are a rap group. This is work, my nigga. Let's get this money and make these moves.
That's
You do your
it.
thing. I do my thing.
That's
It's
it.
funny because looking at the opening and looking at that video, just how commercialized rap is.
Mhm.
And even when in our era, when we were in the 106 and Park era and watching music videos and all of that stuff, they were doing a lot of the same things.
Yeah.
Um, and I didn't realize it then, just how ridiculous some of this shit is. Like y'all cooking crack and you taking a gun and flipping it around. Like all of this shit is silly. Um, but what do you think about Shauna's? Because this is going to come up just in season 1. It's going to come up throughout multiple episodes. Shauna's need to always speak up and
Mhm.
voice her opinion on things that she doesn't find right. She really sat down and said, "This is offensive to the crack cooking community." Like, are you just looking for shit to complain about? And there's a bigger scene later that I think we can have a further conversation about. But, well, I feel her in that scene that I'm thinking about. So, at what point does I don't know? I don't really know how I'm trying to ask this, but what's the deal with Shauna and her always finding an issue?
Shauna does complain too much. And here's the thing. Shauna is self-righteous. Shauna's parents are also educated, or her dad at least, because he was a teacher. Even
Mm-hmm.
if she did not live in the same area, even though she and Mia obviously went to the same high school, she's not necessarily from where Mia and Duke are from.
Right.
Shauna, who I probably relate to in that aspect, is on the, I don't want to say outskirts, but she ain't really in the shit. She wasn't really in the trenches. Shauna is black middle class adjacent, if anything,
Mm-hmm.
you know, at least in her growth and development. And now you're doing some hood ass shit that you don't relate to. Remember and consider Shauna was a conscious rapper, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She is educated, even though she dropped out of school, but like she definitely was taking college prep. Like, you might have had home ec or some bullshit with Mia. Y'all weren't in like regular classes together. And I'm not calling Mia slow.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, there's a
There's a
difference.
political system to this. The whole
Exactly.
advanced classes, general classes. Yes. If you've been in advanced classes, then you've seen how shit weeds out and how it works. So I feel you.
Exactly. Exactly. So it's just different. So all of this shit again is stuff that Shauna is already fundamentally against anyway. She didn't want to be a twerk rapper because she looks stupid as fuck. She can't twerk. You know what I'm saying? That was never
Mm-hmm.
her thing. She's really about bars and the love of the game, the love of music. So all the gimmicky shit, she really wasn't trying to get with anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I feel her,
Mm-hmm.
but also sometimes you just gotta eat it. Like, shut the fuck up sometimes. until because your way wasn't working.
Right, right. And Shauna, she doesn't know where she belongs. That
She
she doesn't
doesn't
have her own tribe.
exactly. She don't have no friends other than Mia. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
In season one,
It's
we saw Shauna's roommates, and one who couldn't even hear hated her. Like
hmm
she was not close to anybody but Mia and Maurice, who you scamming with, now sleeping with you in this long distance relationship. Clearly, even before we see her parents, which is what we do in season two, but we never saw them in season one. But we knew that
hmm
there was some sort of breakdown in their relationship, and probably because she dropped out of college to pursue music. Again, parents who are educated, and there's a different expectation when your parents expect you to follow somewhat in their footsteps. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
there's all of that. She doesn't have anybody to lean on. And she was okay with doing the shit with Mia. Consider season one for their group. She had the bars. They were cool. Mia styling, however Shauna described it when she embarrassed them publicly. But that was more okay than whatever this shit is now, than this redemption tour, this comeback that they have to do because Shauna, thinking she knows everything, trying to be better, trying to separate
hmm
herself in her own head, fucked up the church's money on some other shit when they could have had more control of the situation, more direction, this, that, and the third. And so now you just gotta eat crow. You got to take this shit. You got to be twerking with flour instead of baking soda with a white bitch. Like dumb as
100%.
dumb as fuck.
100%. These doors don't open up often and they don't open up for long. So
Yeah.
once you have an opportunity, you better play a role. That Spotify party, they killed it. They could have been doing their thing,
Mhm.
but she had to get that last word. She had to get her shit off. And like you said, she just sometimes you just got to shut up, sit
Mhm.
back, play a role, see what happens. You know,
Yeah.
your skill will come out. You got to get to the point where I can do whatever I want to now.
Yeah,
I thought it was interesting with her parents. First and foremost, great casting.
for sure.
Whoever the casting for her mom was, I mean, that was incredible, incredible casting. It gives us a little bit more insight about Shauna. Like I said earlier, she doesn't have a tribe. She doesn't fit in with her own family. She doesn't fit in with friends. What did you take from her coming to her parents' house to tell them about the investigation? That's not something that I would expect her to just come out and say.
She didn't really tell him
And I guess that's maybe my confusion. Why are you bringing this up?
because she knows that the story or something of it is going to be in the paper. Somebody at the hotel, even if she don't go down, she know that Maurice is probably going to go down because the crimes
Mm,
took place at the hotel where she works. So she had to say something like, oh yeah, there's this event or scandal at the hotel. They questioned everybody, and I just want you to know before you see it and think it's something else, even though it very much is the something else.
right.
But I gotta break y'all in. I gotta break the fall somehow.
You told them you could have left it at that, but you told them you're a person of interest. Like I guess this is a me thing. Don't double talk me. What the
Yeah.
fuck is going on? Like, what
Mhm.
are you trying to say? Like, come
Yeah,
on. Like, you just
yeah.
casually telling us, like, in case you see the hotel in the news, this is what's going on. Because that's not how you bring up that conversation. That's more of a shit. Y'all never believe what's going on at work. Like the feds came in, they asked some questions. If you're not involved, that's how that story goes. Now it
Right.
seems like you protected you to giving me bits and pieces. Like, huh?
For
Like, all
sure.
right.
For sure. And consider her sister saw the viral clip of her running, because her sister
Mm.
called her Shakiri. So I have to say something because I don't know if my hating ass little sister who won't take off my clothes, I don't know if she gonna slip or intentionally or unintentionally. So I have to say something just in
And that's
case.
funny. That's also funny because I think that's a slight difference between being 26 and being 36.
Hmm.
You still care deeply about that stuff at 26. It's still
Yeah.
almost like you have that child syndrome. We're
Yeah.
always our parents' children, don't get me wrong, but at 36, like, Ain't nobody. That's my shit to get into, get out of, like all of that. Like it's
Yeah.
whatever. So that part's funny. Mia and Lamont, and I
Mhm.
just Mia and the way she's moving. I know we're gonna end up talking about it eventually. We knew at the end of season one, she spun Lamont pretty much for cash,
Mhm.
and we see there's a little bit of hesitation there. There's a little bit of resentment from Lamont.
Mhm.
She has to go to him about her child, their
Yeah.
child, should I say? Do you think it was odd that she did not say like, "Hey, I'm out of town. Like, why don't you keep her while I'm going because you are her actual father?" Versus trying to get her friend and grandma. I know she said, "I thought you were mad at me," but fuck if you mad at me. And I feel Lamont here. Like, I don't care about none of that shit. This is my daughter. It's not about you. It's about my daughter.
I felt Lamont,
Or it's
but
because Lamont living that with his grandma.
all of the above, and I felt Lamont, but the only reason she didn't ask is because she know that it was some static between them because she spun him. It's not justifiable because why
But
wouldn't
that's
you
still
ask?
my daughter.
Yeah, like why wouldn't you ask him out the gate? Because leading up to their brief rekindlization and then her spinning him, you would have asked him because you don't like her at your mama house like that. From what we see of your homegirls, they ain't super reliable. So you would have asked him otherwise if you didn't have a guilty conscience about playing in his face.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, man. Mia
There's other scenes that we'll talk. Go ahead.
not just that Mia moving funny.
There's other scenes we'll talk about between me and Lamont, but sometimes as a viewer, I hate when you see things. It's almost like watching Abbott Elementary when you see two people like, yo, like how long are you gonna delay this?
Yeah.
Like y'all
Yeah.
just seem like y'all right for each other. And maybe it's just me reading into that chemistry. I don't have any children, so I don't know
Mhm.
what it's like to be with or make a child with someone that you still can have a healthy relationship with, whether you're together or not. I
Mhm.
like that. I think that's cool to see, especially seeing the other side of it between the two. But they just had such natural chemistry that
Yeah.
doesn't happen often.
Mhm.
Um, and Mia's out here, like you said, moving funny, chasing after the wrong things. As far as their career goes, we're still, discussing episode one, but they're gearing up for this tour.
Mhm.
And Duke is trying to show her worth. I'm in this meeting with Francois,
Mhm.
and I'm trying to negotiate on your behalf. This is what I'm around for. Francois, listen, anybody says easy in a million in one sentence,
Is a
I don't
liar.
trust you. Okay, that's
Mhm.
not how it works. Like
Mhm.
I'm gonna record an EP and then I'm gonna get $1 million deal. Like you spinning me off top, and the
Mm.
fact that everybody but Sean and Loki saw it. But on the flip side, what else are we gonna do? We're gonna tell them we ain't gonna do the tour. Then what? The music business is a funny game.
Yeah. And a business, no less. It's still fuck Francois to me. Um, I felt like fuck Francois last season, and I understood because again, Shauna fucked up the church's money at the mansion party being extra. Whatever, I don't want to say flavor, but whatever buzz they had is now gone because of the shit that Shauna did. So I have to utilize this. I have to utilize fucking Raina Rain, who I was clowning, at the top of the season to help rebrand and to help get us out here. I understand that. But motherfucker, Francois cannot be trusted.
Mm-mm.
And I am a little surprised at this end of season one when they agreed to partner with Francois and Raina. Mia said, I'm not doing anything without Duke because she's the only person that I can trust.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a bit surprised. And again, I'm not quite sure how much time has passed between um that and then the tour, making the tour actually happen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised that in that Duke hadn't truly already negotiated some shit for the girls
With
and with Francois. So it felt like this was their second meeting after that party. But in my mind, a significant amount of time had passed.
No, that's a fair point, and I'm wondering if that's from a couple of different things. I wonder if that's because Francois does not take Duke seriously,
At
and I
all.
also wonder if it's from Duke knowing there's some static between Shauna and Mia and
Mm,
dedicating time to fixing that up before she starts. I don't want to bring something to the table and y'all ain't even on the same page to take this money.
yeah,
Because you
yeah,
know it's bad if you fucking up the money. You already done that, Shauna. You've
right.
proven that you're capable of that.
Yeah,
Like I'm making plays and you shitting on me. Figure out what you want to do before I go ahead and put my neck out there.
yeah.
That's a great point that you make because it's in Duke's natural instinct and
Mhm,
character to be
mhm.
on top of shit like that. She's
Yeah,
always thinking one or two steps ahead.
yeah.
Um, yeah, Francois, and let's roll this into the conversation that him and Shauna at the pool.
Okay.
Do you take that as genuine, or do you think? Because here's how I looked at this, Rachel. I looked at this as Francois using the past as
Yep,
ammunition for the future.
for sure. For
We
sure.
once had this bond. It's not the same. I'm
Mhm.
gonna make it seem like it's the same and conjure up these old feelings and memories. But I'm really just doing that so you can be on my side and just do that. You know, we always say nostalgia is dangerous. Use it for that advantage because there's no way that I took what he was saying as something genuine. I don't think that he wakes, I don't think he still feels like that today, but he's drawing back from old feelings of once upon a time I did.
Nothing about this nigga is genuine.
Mm-hmm.
And I say this as another nigga with blonde hair. Any nigga is not to be taken serious. Kinda. But this this nigga's a fraud. This nigga is a manipulator. He is a finesser.
Mm-hmm.
And before Shauna fucked up, he was using her. He was going to use her. After which he is now using her and Mia. You know what I'm saying? He's not
Mm-hmm.
doing anything for them. I brought you on. You care about me. You want to have this nostalgic ass conversation. You know I'm in some legal shit as to which they may or Duke essentially made reference to, but you, my nigga who love me and know that there's money on the table, and you don't feel like, damn, let me make sure at least my nigga got a couple of dollars. Cause she can't
Mm-hmm.
go back to the bank. I mean, she can't go back to the hotel.
Right.
I got you out here for X amount of days, weeks. We're not getting paid.
Mm-hmm. This
How
is
is
an
that?
investment.
How is this okay? I understand it's an investment, but I don't get nothing. I don't get none of this
Mm-hmm.
$20,000 of tickets sold or 20,000 tickets. I don't get none of the merch. I don't just get here is a damn performance fee
I
because
can't get 10 minutes. I
not
can't
even
get 10 minutes on stage.
I can't even do my own shit, our own shit that made us hot. The whole reason why we can even be on this tour with y'all, we get nothing. Are you
And that's
crazy,
why
friend?
and I shout out to Duke. That the friend part was really nuts.
Yeah,
Maybe there's a way that maybe there's a world where Francois looks at it like this is a look because he did mention that, right? This is already a favor. This doesn't work like that. I'm already looking out for you because I could have gotten anybody. I can call Ice Spice or whatever the case is. Um, and maybe that's his way of justifying that. But nah, there's no way I'm gonna have you out here in all these cities. That doesn't even. I wouldn't even feel right approaching someone with that. Like, come
is
on
this
tour with me for yeah, come to 13 cities and I ain't gonna pay you, and you don't get no songs. Like, I don't even get a 10-minute set to put my own music out there, and I'm doing this shit for free. You got me all the way fucked up.
it makes no sense. It makes no sense. And I understand this. I keep coming back to praise this. And Quavo, desperation, desperate niggas will do ridiculous ass shit. And this is some ridiculous ass shit birthed out of desperation.
And Duke tried to tell him, like, you never take the first offer, and part of that is because it reeks of desperation.
That's it. That's it. You
You're
show
showing right now, you going back in here saying you're cool with this is showing that the only thing that really matters right now is you going on tour.
Mhm.
Like you got to be able to show that. Look, man, nah, you call me. You want us to go on here, like make it worthwhile because I can make some other shit shake. You
That's
look at
it.
somebody like, dude, shit, I'm a hustler. I can make some shit shake. We can still keep pumping our song. We can get another song. We can
That's
print it. We can make an EP. All it
I
is like this. This,
feel
this is this is hustling backwards. I'm
Yeah.
not getting enough of a look. I
Mhm.
can see if I could do our 2 songs, but I'm not even
Right.
getting enough of a look to be out here. We look like Rain and Rain's backup dancers. Like,
That's
what the
it.
fuck is we on? We wearing
That's
aprons. We on our IHOP shit. Like, you got me fucked up.
and this bitch in custom Gucci. Are you
Crazy.
crazy?
You crazy.
You're crazy. And I can't call you friend. If nobody was getting paid, hey, we out here grinding, starving artists. But you getting paid.
Getting paid. You
The
doing
fuck?
you doing press tours.
You know I got lawyer fees. What the fuck I'm supposed to do? I
They
don't trust
wilding.
why, far as I can go shout out to Duke again because even in this meeting, and we see it in episode 2 and 3, she really is trying to step for the girls,
Hmm.
and they won't let her. This is my problem with Shauna, thinking that she knows better, looking down on Duke, and low key Mia too, for real, for real.
Yeah,
But you don't know, and that's why you out here asked out literally with less than $25 in your bank account and on this multi-city tour, and you don't even have enough money for no fucking pads and won't get no money for no pads.
that's the scary part, Rachel. Like
Crazy.
you don't even have anything coming in.
You have nothing coming in. It's how long is this tour?
Exactly.
Some
At
months.
least 10 cities.
You might got another period coming, boo. What you gonna do? Like the fuck? And
uh
Shauna, come on, you ain't packing no pads. Like, what's happening?
Sean
Anywho,
out here wilding. Sean
Shauna
out here
is
wilding, man.
ridiculous. You want to get into Mia's going away party?
Yeah, that's exactly where I was headed next. And the whole mother-daughter relationship.
Mhm,
Just I think in a maybe not the most serious tone, the show is really trying to explore um, generational parenting
mhm,
and our generation, I believe, being the first ones to maybe identify trauma and triggers, things
mhm.
that affected us, having resources to talk to somebody about it and go through it. Now, Mia is not at that level. She's not sitting down with a therapist or anything like that. However, she does understand I know how I was raised, and I don't want to raise my daughter in that environment.
Exactly.
Um, it's
Exactly.
very easy. And another thing, like I said, they're not hitting us over the head with it, but there's a lot of functional alcoholics and functional users
For sure.
who it's brushed off as, oh, he like a little drink, or she like to get have a little fun or everything. But that's really an issue. Like this is an alcoholism problem.
Yeah.
Um, and just the way Mia goes about that and that relationship that she has with her mom, and the mom feeling resentment because in her eyes, you don't know what it was like raising you at my age. I needed this to take the edge off, and it's something I haven't been able to shake. It's a weird relationship and interaction. Um, I thought it was an incredible toast. There was some back-to-back toasts because Maurice gave Shauna a toast too.
Yeah.
Incredible toast this episode, and it was so genuine and real. And
Mhm.
I felt that joy from Mia because it's the genesis, it's the beginning.
For
I
sure.
don't know where this is gonna go, but I was with you. I always look at the people when you're big stars. Everybody has a room like that. This is
Mm,
the room that was there at the very beginning when nobody knew we was gonna be anything. When people
yeah.
walked past me on the streets, all of that. So it was just good to see them celebrating their girl. Like it doesn't matter what it is. You'll get paid. I don't care about that. Like you are following your dreams. We here. We support you. All of that was genuine and it was real. And like I said, Shauna is she's not what you would paint her to be based off her being a stripper, her being a ratchet rapper, quote unquote. She is a good, genuine person as far as where her morals are.
Yeah.
She moves funny as hell, but at least you know she has that going for her.
Yeah. Um, I'm very, very curious to see what that looks like. I would love a flashback episode, dare I say,
Hmm.
of Mia and her mother. Just because I would definitely want to see what that looked like because you clearly got a young mama. Your mama's still out here, like she bringing a random nigga
Yeah,
to your house, um,
crazy.
drunk as fuck. To her point, but I would just be very curious in the dynamic of that relationship and Lamont knows that her mama is crazy, and
Hmm.
ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So everybody knows Nelly is scared of your mama. Shawnee's
Right. I'm
scared.
not giving her that water because it's like that. That's a real thing. I ain't-
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. So I like that. That was a good little scene. And again, it goes to show Nelly and Niecy are Mia's day ones. They've literally been.
Mhm.
And again, Shauna, who we not fucking with, side eye, is not allowed to come to the party. But there's a difference in your day ones and some niggas you know. And right now, Shauna is just a nigga that Mia knows. And that's fucked up.
Yeah, man, and it's funny because that's how a lot of nah, I guess it's a little different because it's not like a label brought them together per se. It was their idea to start a rap group. It was Mia, I think, the one that said it, and they knew each other at least from high school. We have enough foundation to at least start building something.
Mhm,
Um,
mhm.
yeah, it is a little bit fucked up because this is life changing for both of them. Or it could be potentially. It could be that, or it could be just something. Hey, we look back at on the 10 years. Remember that time we opened up for AK Doom or whatever his name is? I can't remember. But yeah, it's just sticking with the party because we have some cut scenes. But I also thought it was. I love that they showed the difference between parenting
Mhm, mhm,
when you are a single mom. And I can't remember what we were talking about, what show it was. It might have been when we were doing Insecure and
mhm.
you made a comment about Condola, like you don't want no break, like you want to be with this kid all the time, like you don't want to utilize the fact that he has a father.
Had to.
Mia being on the run constantly for Lissa, knowing how to calm her down, knowing what to say to get her to act right.
Mhm.
All of these things that when you say like I'm her father, that really don't mean shit. Like, yeah, you are her dad. Like there's
Thanks.
a relationship,
Mhm.
but you don't know her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a difference between it. I'm with her every single day. I know exactly what time she gets sleepy. I know all that shit. And just that difference of him trying to go under the table and counting and him picking her up, obviously, to go. It was just funny. And just even her saying, I don't want to go to grandma's house. It smell there. I don't got no Wi Fi. Everybody, listen, in the black community, in the black community, for the
Baby, you
most part,
hot.
I'm not saying everybody's family's like this, but for the most part, everybody got that one grandmama house they don't really want to go to.
Mhm.
They got
Mm,
that one auntie house they don't want to go to. That one
yeah,
cousin's house they don't want to stay the night at. It's just always funny.
okay. For sure. You
Yeah.
mentioned, Maurice, Toast, and Shauna. What do you think about Maurice and Shauna?
All right. So I'm gonna stick with this from a perspective of see episode one.
Okay.
All right. I'm not gonna bring episode three into it, but they finally broke the ice, last season.
Mhm.
It's hard to start something from crime when you're not a criminal, right?
You
So it's different if you bout that life and you into it,
yeah.
or if this is a short term. We in college, we did some goofy shit we did just to buy a few books and pay a few bills. Maurice is about this life. He's a schemer. Like this at this point, he's into it. This is a good part-time job or a good maybe regular job where I'm breaking in some consistent income. We get a chance to see his family. He has a pretty large family, a lot of people that are depending on him. So unless you're ready to get engulfed into that life, which we know Sean is not, it wasn't going to work. But chemistry wise, I definitely think it's there. I think that Maurice is really feeling her. I think he's been feeling her for a while. I think that toast is one of the most. I mean, that's some real.
I
You
love
don't just come up with that. You don't bullshit that. Like I fuck with you. I fuck with you. You eating my leftovers? You eating the dinner I got for tomorrow? Like I'm feeding you my food. Now we got some. We got something special.
bruh. Maurice loves Shauna.
Yeah.
I think that had they not have gotten caught up and gotten caught, and I gotta know season two, please give it to me where they got caught up at. You know what I'm saying? Let me see the
Hmm.
trial, let me see the discovery, because I would just love to see that before they even started kicking it. He clearly, you could tell that he liked her. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a little flirtation, but it wasn't over the top. Like it was a lot of temperature checking, if if you know niggas.
Hmm.
Um I liked that. And carrying over, they to your point, they have great chemistry. More
Hmm.
than she and her actual ex-boyfriend,
Yeah. Cliff.
Cliff, for the person that she is now. You know what I'm saying? People grow, people evolve. Um, and I think that Cliff was holding on to the Shauna that he went to school with, like not who she is. And Maurice don't know whoever that was. He know this bitch be rapping. She cool and she be scamming too low key. I wonder because we didn't get that last season. So again, I say when I want to delve more into throughout the season, how did they even get involved? Like, how did you know that he was also doing some shit and y'all both was like, oh shit, well, let's see.
Hmm.
I would love to see how that plan came together. I
Perfect makings for a flashback scene.
For sure. For sure. I think he does in season episode 1, does genuinely trust her.
Yeah, for sure. You can tell by the end of that episode when he's talking to his cousin.
Yeah. Who does not?
Absolutely, 100% not. But I don't trust him.
Correct. And I didn't he asked in season 1, "Do you trust her?"
Listen, when you're a criminal and the more people, the worse it is for you. Like you don't want people around, and I think that's just a natural thing. Um, I don't like the fact that you do trust her
Mhm.
because I don't trust her. I don't know her. I've
Yeah.
seen this story a million times. I've seen the outsider come in and everything start crumbling.
Mhm.
Like, bro,
Mhm.
this ain't good for business. Like you, that's the
Yeah.
choice you make when you live a certain life. You gotta give up certain things. Family, love. Sometimes I'm not saying they moving like that, to where they the super target of federal investigations, but obviously enough to get caught up and potentially do some Fed time. That's some real
Right.
shit. That's some
Right.
real shit.
I was trying to think back on I knew obviously your fraud, identity theft, um using cards, but I had also forgotten that she had like 50 MacBooks that they
Hmm.
had gotten. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all tripping, And that's I was like, oh yeah, Maurice and Cuz really was into it. Shauna was doing where she thought she was just trying to get some quick cash. There's no such thing as fast money, guys. Um,
No such thing.
so I don't know. I guess I had forgotten or didn't realize how much deeper Maurice was into it than Shauna, but
Hmm.
she obviously was
That's his
into
real job.
this. Yeah. Yeah.
That's his real job. Just to kind of put a bow on that episode,
Mhm.
I think we covered all the bases, but you said it the best, man. Maurice loves her. The way he hypes her up, like
Mhm.
you going on your first world tour. Oh, it's just a message. Nah, nah, nah. Fuck that. Like this is your
Yeah.
real. Like you don't pour into somebody like that if you don't love them,
Yeah.
and genuinely mean it and take part in their success. Like take joy in their success, like it's your own.
For
So
sure.
I
For
think
sure.
that's why he can easily go out and say, I trust her. It's all good, and then if
Mhm.
things transpire, maybe look at things differently. He doesn't want to believe that she's up to no good,
Yeah.
and potentially causing him to go to jail. And we know Shauna's not. she's concerned about Marie. So
Mhm.
I think that's a great way to wrap up that, obviously episode one yield. And then we can go ahead and roll into heavy traffic, which is
Traffic.
episode two,
We on tour,
which is we on tour. They
man.
moving us along. Hove said it best, man. Industry is shady. It need to be taken over.
For sure.
The rap industry, man, it's so funny. It's so fluky. Like just the fact these weak ass. I mean, they give you some glitz and glam, and it's perfect for today's era, the social
Mhm.
media era, when you can
Mhm.
get to show off shit. All right, let's give them a couple toys so they can show off to their followers. They can go live with, but we ain't really, like I said, save that shit. Give me some bread.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'll drive myself if you pay me.
Mhm. For sure.
Um, but
Fair.
all the rap stunting, my refrigerator bigger than y'all crib, y'all take a Volkswagen to the show. That's just goofy rap shit that the show does a good job of implementing. And obviously Shina going on live and her in her apron, the comment sections killing her.
Per
Um,
usual.
per
Shauna
usual.
going on live.
I don't know why she does it.
I would
I
have
don't
learned
know why she does it.
my
But we see the sign of you mentioned it, Rachel, already. We see the sign of I just walked by Raina's restaurant. She got on Gucci. We got on
Mhm.
aprons. Like,
Mhm.
what's going on here?
Yeah.
Duke going to Francois's door, and Francois saying, you don't even know why. We both confused as what you even doing here.
I wanna whoop this nigga's ass.
He needs
I
his ass whooped.
I hate Francois. And again, they had to give Duke permission to do the job that you, Mia, hired her to do or volunteered her to do since ain't no money involved. She
Mm-hmm.
can't make no deals for y'all, manager, and she can't do anything. And you see, this is what happens when there's nobody fighting on your behalf. There's nobody actually looking out for you specifically. And this is what
Mm-hmm.
we get. I can take a shared dressing room with my group mate. That's fine.
Right.
But fucking cut up shorts and an apron. Are you kidding?
Right.
Stop fucking playing
Right.
with me. Not
That's
when
what
this
happens.
got on custom Gucci.
That's why Duke said. That's why you don't take the first offer. That's why you don't, because you give somebody the power to come back and say, well, you agreed to this.
Mhm. Mhm. You're
You
absolutely right.
agreed to this. It don't
Yeah.
matter what they do. It don't matter what they switch up. They can tell you that Raina wearing the same shit. They can switch that shit up because she's the one that's on the marquee,
Yeah.
not y'all. So if you don't get your shit in writing and get your shit ironed out early, then it can be real slow the rest of the way. And Francois just has this look about him. He just looks so disgusted
Shut
sometimes, like
up,
he's above.
please.
Yeah, like he looks at Duke like he's above speaking to her. Like, who the fuck are you?
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
know what I mean? And I don't like people like that because everybody, you could get humble. You could get humble real quick.
Real quick. Here's the thing. In this again, the breakdown between Mia and Shauna's relationship. In negotiations, and not to go back to episode 1 too much, but Mia asked Shauna, "You trust him now?" If you were really, really rocking with Shauna the way
Mm-hmm.
that y'all were, you would have investigated that a little bit more. Because here's the thing, if you ain't fucking with this bitch like that, why would you fully put your trust in a nigga that she bring along that you know has a history of being shady, that is probably more quote unquote like the bitch that you don't even like? So you brought Duke on for a reason. I need some niggas like me around.
Mm-hmm.
That conversation of trusting Francois to do right by them needed so much more than what they
Mm-hmm.
did. And I know that part of that is because, bitch, I ain't even fucking with you like that. But okay, you say you trust them, cool. Here we are. And
Yeah,
in the midst of
because it
that, I'm shitting on my nigga who's trying to look out for us. Again, she said it in season 1, Duke the only one looking out for me, but you not letting her. Why?
exactly.
Because you moving funny.
And that's why that's what confuses me the most. Like, why have Duke around if you're not going to utilize her? To quote Cameron and Paid in Full, man. What's the point of having soldiers if you ain't going to use them?
Yeah, for
Like, why
sure.
are we keeping you around? I mean, maybe it's a show and prove deal, but if I trust you and you around and you're gonna be utilized, you're not just coming for the role. Like, we're not. I can't even afford to do shit for you because I'm broke as shit. So we got to hustle this shit up and make some shit work. And there's not a
Mhm.
better hustler that I've seen than Duke.
Then
So
do.
it doesn't even make sense to not
Mhm.
have her. But that's what happens when you're disconnected on the business side.
For sure.
Everybody looks at the fame side of things versus the business, the paperwork. Like, let's get this shit ironed out. Um, and it's cool if you know what, that's could have easily been one of those. You know what? Listen, for what it sounds like, this tour ain't for us. We'd be more than happy to do the Fort Lauderdale show. We'd be more than happy to do the Miami show with y'all. We'll drive
That's
up to Orlando. You know what I mean? We'll do the local stuff, and but as far
mhm.
as going to Portland and all these other tour legs without the compensation,
From Miami,
exactly.
I'm going cross country and have to dig into my savings that I don't have.
You're right.
There's no money for me going across the country. Are
Yeah,
you crazy?
yeah. Listen. We don't mean to belabor the point, but that's insane when you say it out loud. Like you want me to go on tour and not get paid?
Dang.
And I know that's the life. I know a lot of people. It's a dollar in a dream. You
Mhm.
build this shit up, and you go from there. But that's some shit you do at 19, 20, 21. Like, my nigga, I've had a job. I got bills. I got stuff that I got to handle. I can't just do that. I don't have the luxury of being able to drop my life and trying to
Mhm.
start one from scratch without some kind of idea of where my funds are coming from. You know what I mean? It's one thing if you got it. Like you said, Rachel, if I got a savings and I'm willing and I understand like I have to dip into this to follow my dream, then by all means do it. Chase that. But when you start from scratch,
You don't
nah,
have
bruh.
shit.
Yeah, I gotta get some bread. I'll catch y'all on the next tour. We'll be ready for y'all. So, one thing I do wanted to discuss, we don't have to get too much into Lamont's parenting and just how much of a struggle it is. We touched on that a little bit earlier, but I do want to emphasize their call, their FaceTime when he was at the studio.
Mhm.
I just thought that was whether if we didn't have it, if we didn't know they had a child together, we at least said that they're good friends.
Yeah.
The rapport that they had, the little small jokes, the Miyaki, just that
Sure.
hidden, that exactly that common history, um, and most importantly, I saw that I forget his name, Luke, somebody got added to the tour. I've been a fan of his. I mean, I like his sound. If you see him, it should plug me in, big dog. Like,
Yeah.
let me know what's going on. And the fact that Mia got that together, she saw him later on in the episode, put two and two together, like, oh, you him, and really put on the show for him so they can actually connect. He can connect him with Lamont. And I just thought that, go out of your time. I'm looking out for myself. I'm trying to get connects for myself.
Mhm.
But I remember this person. I remember you. I fuck with you. I love you. I'm gonna make sure this happens, and it ends up being a play. I just thought that was beautiful, and I wish we could get more of Lamont and Mia. But it's what I want to ask you this real quick, Rachel. I guess it's the overall conversation of love versus resources.
Mhm.
I think we talked about it on Run the World as well. What
Okay.
what's more important? Getting flown out by cash and being in the heated pool and having masseuses at the drop of a dime, or just being comfortable and having peace of mind with a nigga that I know and I fuck with and I can laugh with.
Well, you shouldn't have no romance without no finance. Shout out to all the OGs. But for real, the romance is more important. All of the familiarity, the camaraderie, all of that is more important than the stunt shit. Like, yes, you can make life easier, but and again, we'll talk about episode 3, but it's something off about that nigga Cash, man. I don't know. Um, but
Yeah, and I don't. Yeah, we'll
yeah,
save it.
we'll get into it, but we've said it on 50, 11 episodes of this. Ain't nothing like somebody that gets you, and that matters. It matters in real life, in the real world, um, at work. But when you get into this crazy ass music industry in Hollywood, you need solid people around you that will ground you and actually know who you are as a person and truly have your best interests in mind. That shit is way more important than being able to fly to Paris for a beignet for the day.
100%.
way more
Very
important.
well said. Very well said.
Mhm.
Um, this episode digs into what it's like on tour
Mhm.
when you're not the artist, the main artists themselves, and the
Yeah.
shenanigans that go on behind stage, and the green rooms, and
Mhm.
the groupies. That's a part of this life, and that's a real thing. So I like the fact that they explored it and they got into. I'm trying to think, do I want to get into this right now? All right, Shauna.
Okay.
This was a I don't want to say difficult. Difficult sounds maybe dramatic if I say a difficult scene to watch, but it was an I felt a little bit enraged.
By Shauna?
No, not
Okay,
necessarily.
okay.
Um, I do think there's some tact
For
that
sure,
you have to
for
possess if you're
sure.
Shauna,
Uh-huh.
and that's I love what Duke told her. Like you hanging with rap niggas.
Mhm.
I mean, come on. Like I'm not saying this shit is cool. I'm not saying that they can wipe their hands and they're innocent, but you on tour with rap niggas. Like this is kind of what's gonna happen. You're gonna see some shit that you don't like, and you're gonna see women, not just women. Let me not single out women. You're gonna see people because
Mhm.
the biggest groupies are dudes. If we're
For
being all the
sure.
way real, and that's not. I don't even think that's up for debate. So you're gonna see a lot of people that are going to compromise themselves in order to have a night of a story, to have a
Mhm.
story for a night, pretty much.
Yeah.
Um, we know that there is a colorist, you know, thing in our community,
Mhm.
stigma against dark skinned women, especially when it comes to entertainers.
Mhm.
Where it comes from, that's a whole conversation for another day. That's not the podcast. This is not the podcast for that. But it was very clear to see what he was doing. And yes, everybody in the room recognized it, but you're the only one making a big deal about it
Mhm.
because ain't nobody here for that. I love the fact that there were other women there saying, look, I'm here just to have fun. I feel you, but I'm not here for that.
Yeah.
Sorry for them. Sorry for these dark skinned women that got to get out this room because this nigga's an
Mhm.
asshole. Because he's a
Yeah.
dickhead. Because he wasn't loved properly.
Mhm.
But I don't know how many other times I'm gonna be able to say I hung out with Lord AK. And I'm gonna chill and I'm gonna kick it and I'm gonna enjoy this free shit and I'm gonna enjoy this networking and I'm gonna take
Mhm.
it from there. Shauna thinking that she the shit, what she is, and naming all the Wu Tang members is very impressive. But getting the champagne bottle splash in your face, which instantly made me think of our youth and how many videos I watched with
Mhm.
champagne bottles getting dumped over women.
Yeah.
When you look at it from this perspective, it's very degrading.
For sure. For
I
sure.
always think if I was a nigga in that room, like I'm obviously saying something, but I don't even know how long I'd last in a room like that because that's just not my scene. This is just a bunch
Yeah.
of clown shit going on.
Bro, I wrote I
But that's
got all
also
caps. Niggas are losers.
losers. Losers, man. The biggest losers ever, especially when in the world of 2023, it's hard to butt your head in people's business because
Mhm.
people kill for anything, looking at them the wrong way. I
Yeah.
can understand there's certain situations where, hey, it's important that I get home to my family,
Mhm.
regardless of what I see that's going on that's fucked up. I might not intervene the same way I would if it was somebody I knew, because you never know what people are capable of and they'll take your life for it. But
Yeah.
in a situation where it's just strictly 100% mockery and degrading, like,
Mhm.
nah, bro, you got to catch hands. I'm slapping shit. Whatever the case is, bro, you don't do that. Um, but you play in the dirt, you get dirty.
For sure. For sure.
So I'm not blaming Shauna, but Shauna, if I'm uh, listen, if I'm going to the beach, I'm dressing appropriately. I'm
Okay.
just saying, you got to know what's going on when you go in these rooms. There's gonna be some shit in here that you don't like and you don't agree with. That's just what it is.
All of that to a degree.
It's not right.
It's not right. It's not right. But one, like I said, these niggas are losers, groupie ass
The
niggas.
worst type. The worst type.
Here is what I didn't understand. And I know that we have to make a show, but Shauna, why wouldn't you just leave, go back off stage until Lord AK is done, until he comes back. That is your sole reason for wanting to be in his green room, this, set, and the third, so that you can get that time with him. You know that he's not there. Once you seen that this was some nut shit back here, why you ain't excuse yourself? You don't have the safety of Mia. Duke done took a bump of some coke.
Yeah, Duke turned up.
You have no protection and nobody, not even protection, nobody who gives a fuck about you back here. Duke can't give a fuck
Mhm.
about you right now. Mia is on some other shit. You have nobody. Why you ain't just go back, leave that room because you know it was some nut shit. Um, or even if you didn't leave, I would have had to get out this circle because we know that Mia is self-righteous. We know that Mia, there was no way she wasn't gonna say something. You know what I'm saying? But I
Mhm.
wish, and this is her problem, that she don't be taking a hint. Like she, when all those other girls was like, okay, girl, chill. Like it is what it is. If you are so against, then you have to leave. And I understand this is some nut ass shit going on back here. This nigga's a clown. This nigga's a, who is he? He's not a performer.
Mhm.
He's Lord AK's what? Homeboy who, the whole wrangler. You know what I'm saying? Like, what a,
Mhm.
who gives a fuck about this nigga? Not victim blaming her, but I am surprised that she sat there stewing and stayed in to that shit. And I know that she did want to show that I'm not a groupie. I'm not here for that. I'm here on some true live rap shit.
But
But
nobody care about that.
nobody cares. This, that's what the stage is for.
Mhm. Back here, we don't care about that.
That's it. So I felt horrible for her. And yeah, Mia got her a towel again because you ain't fucking with her like that. Your level of concern is minimal.
Mhm.
You worried about getting out to go see Cash. You worried about being in that other nigga face. Like,
Mhm.
if I see my girl, somebody, not even my girl, somebody that I actively, genuinely know well, I'm gonna have a little bit more urgency than that. And
Mhm.
then you have Duke Chastity. Um, yes, I am gonna ask you, what did you say to them niggas? What did you do? But if I'm your nigga like that, and we know that she's not, and I care about you, I'm gonna wait till the morning. I'm gonna for sure make you good, but I'm not going to pour salt on your wound, which is
Mhm.
Dude did in that instance. Cause
I,
yeah, she was being extra back there. She was.
I
God damn.
wonder how much. Oh, no, you 100%. That was all well said. Especially from the night, because neither one of us are victim blaming, but you have to be aware of your surroundings and the power that you have to change them.
Mhm.
You can leave the room, like you said.
You got it all access. You can come back.
Yeah, that shows the hustle of Duke.
Mhm.
If Shauna had that, then she would have thought of that. She would have thought, you know what? I'm just trying to see Lord AK. Like I can make this. I'm on tour with him,
Mhm.
which is also another cool element of this episode. Just because niggas tour together don't mean they see each other all the time. Just don't mean they bump past or just hanging out. Like we got our own travel schedule.
Mhm.
We got our own everything. Like I'm not flying the same way he's
That's
flying. We just got exactly. We just got to be here at this time to perform. Like it's not a buddy buddy type of thing. Um, I don't know if a lot of that is from Duke's, and they get into this more in season or episode 3. Excuse me,
mhm.
Duke's upbringing and just that there's a certain grind
Yeah.
that you have. Shauna was born or raised in a way to where I'm not saying everything was given to her, but she knew that there were multiple options.
Yeah,
I think to people like Duke, there's only one option,
for
and that's
sure.
by any means that we got to get our
For
shit through
sure.
here.
For
And
sure.
that just brings a different type of hustle out of you. Like, yo, I done been in this situation. Like, you only got $12. I'm gonna flip that.
Yeah.
Like, I can make something happen with that. We can make that shit work.
Mhm.
I say all that to say that once you have that mindset, it's easier to be in those type of rooms and not take shit personally.
Mhm.
Like this is what it's gonna be. Like I'm going to go if I'm gonna go see um Corey Holcomb, who's a stand-up comedian. If I'm going to see Corey Holcomb live, then I know he's gonna say some fried shit. If I'm
Mhm.
easily offended, I should not be going to the Corey
I
Holcomb show.
should be. Yeah.
If I'm easily offended, then I shouldn't be in the rap niggas green room with all the groupies who I know will do whatever
Mhm.
to get on here. And while I look down on them, now I'm the girl who got the champagne sprayed in her face, and that's what everybody's gonna remember me as.
Yep. Yep.
You got to stay in your kind of lane. And like I said, it's terrible to say it like that because it seems like victim blaming, which we're not doing. But it's also a conscious choice. Like you can't save the world. Like there's a point when you try to make everybody's problem yours, especially when you care more than they do.
Mhm.
These women don't even care like that.
At all.
Her homegirl, the first dark skinned girl, her friend said, "Yeah, I'll just meet you at such and such." Yeah, go. She ain't even ride with her homegirl. Which let me ask you this. I wanted to say this earlier. When me and Shauna got in with the all access pass, and Duke was stuck outside with staff pass.
Mhm.
At what point, because this is always brought up, at what point is it if all of us can't get in, none of us going in?
That's
Is it
what it should.
always like that? Or is
Yeah,
it different when there's business involved?
it should be, but consider season 1, they did that same shit to Cliff at the
Hmm.
Spotify party.
Yeah, which is bullshit. If I was
Which
Cliff,
movie?
I
Yeah.
mean, I'd have acted like Cliff did.
Yeah. So, that was wrong, and I think Duke too felt the way like, "Damn, like, y'all ain't gonna truly vouch for me," because what is back here that y'all really want? Shauna, you especially. What's back
Mhm.
here? Lord AK has not come back here yet. Sounds like he's still on
Right.
stage. Shauna, maybe you wanna mix and mingle a little bit. I mean, Mia, maybe you wanna mix and mingle a little bit, but really, what's going
Yeah.
on? So, yeah, no,
Yeah.
I was kinda salty, but again, Duke is a hustle. Duke was gonna get backstage. She was gonna get to that green room, you know what I'm saying? So, shout out
It's
to her.
in you and on you. Like
Does.
she saw so many, and because it's I guess what I want to highlight and compliment Duke on is it looks simple,
Mhm,
but there's a level of chess that you're playing in your head.
for
You have to
sure.
pay attention to certain things. I
Mhm,
already see the dude behind the dude that I'm trying to get through. The dude behind security, I see he got a thing for women. Like he's
mm,
just engulfed in
the
women
hoes.
being around. All right,
Mm,
cool. I'm gonna go find some of them, bring them back. Now
yeah,
you're gonna tell me to my face you ain't letting them in. They don't come in without me. Like I'm gonna make my way in. It's just a She lined all of that up and made a way.
mm,
So, obviously we end this episode with Shauna, with Mia telling Shauna and Duke that she'll meet them in Oakland. Like, I got a situation. I'm trying to, Cash trying to flop me out. I'm about to see what this is about.
crazy.
And obviously Shauna with the egg on her face at the end, just from the terrible night of being in the green room. But was there anything else that you wanted to add from the episode? I mean, that was the biggest thing. It was the Shauna moment was the highlight, I think, of
Just
the
highlight.
episode.
Yeah, that again, the performance, I think we brushed over Lamont and Melissa acting an ass in that studio. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, Mia only engaging with Raina on stage, like making it clear. And that's the other thing. We talk about social media and Shauna constantly on live. Like one of the comments was, "You and Mia hate each other, don't y'all?"
Mhm.
Bruh. Again,
People pay attention.
matter. Optics matter. And no matter how you try to spin stories, niggas can peep when some shit is afoot. You know what I'm saying? So
They
very
always do. It never fails. Look at it. I mean, we go through it now, or we go through it now in today's society.
mhm,
There's always now that we've been in this social media age for so long, a decade plus. Anytime somebody does something, old clips resurface, old
mhm,
stories resurface.
mhm,
See, we've been told y'all, we've been said this. Like you can't escape it. So
yeah,
as much as I, don't take it seriously or don't take it with so much face value. A lot of people do, and
yeah,
that's a world. It's their own metaverse. They're whoever they want to be in that world,
mhm,
and people pay attention to it. You
for
can
sure.
think it's dumb all day, but people pay attention. I've been peeping. You and me don't fuck with each other. Mhm.
It's
Just an
clear.
interesting thing.
It's
Funny
clear.
little thing. So, Ray
And then
P,
take mine. Yes.
we're about an hour, 10 minutes into this.
Mhm.
Want to keep rolling?
Fuck it. We can.
Let's keep rolling. Let's just keep rolling. We'll,
Yeah.
we'll, we'll talk about rough episode 3, rough road. Um,
Bro,
I think this is my favorite of the season so far.
for
I know
sure.
we're only 3 episodes in.
Sure. Best episode of the 3. For sure.
Might be probably top 3 of the series of all the 11 episodes I think that we've gotten. I'll say this. I said the Spotify performance episode, and obviously the episode where Cliff broke up with her. Those moments, but this is up there for me.
Okay. I have to think. Spotify
Yeah.
mansion party. Um,
Mm.
Spotify is New York. I don't it might be in my top it might be in my top 5.
Okay,
It,
so it's in the upper half of episodes.
for sure.
Like we said, definitely our favorite so far of the 3. Um, Mia has to get herself in order.
Yeah.
Big baller. So I'm assuming this is a real thing. The pussy premiere is a real thing, huh?
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. It has to be right and tight for that first go round. It's
First
almost that
impressions.
really unplanned.
First
Yeah.
impressions. Yeah, you know what? That's the funny part when it's planned, when you know it's about to happen. Like versus, oh, this shit just happened. Like, nah, I gotta make sure my shit right.
It's a true life difference. Like, if it was I met you out on some random, hey, it is what it is. Whatever happens, happens. But if you fly me out, I fully plan to fuck you. Some people. You know what I'm saying? But given the communications that they had, and he had already like paid for her day off in season 1, like the investment was there. And I'm not saying that like, oh, I paid you, so you gotta fuck me. That's not what I'm saying. But
Hmm.
the expectation is if I fly you out, I'm definitely trying to fuck. So yeah, you have to make sure that everything looks good, feels good, smells good. You're on point.
I
Even
ain't
if you do
mad
got
at you.
a raggedy ass Adidas hoodie.
You feel me? She definitely seems out of place. She's trying to. What do you think about her tactic to make it seem like she's busier or more important than what she is? Like she's bringing something to the table, in order to show some kind of worth to stay around longer, so she doesn't seem like just some woman that got flown out.
So here was the thing with that. I thought it was weird because you're on tour, but damn, you use me for a flight so you could move around and do other stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's how it kind of came off. Or maybe I would have taken it if I was Cash, because you see, he kind of looked like, okay. Because his expectation was that she would just be at the crib for real, while he did what he needed to do. Mm.
Which makes me wonder: was Cash fucking with Mia for real,
I think that
or
he
is
was.
he fucking with her?
I think that he is. But here's the thing: when he first saw Mia at the club, he saw her, saw that she was fine, you know.
Hmm.
Then Seduce and Scheme, the DJ plays Seduce and Scheme. And so he's like, oh shit, this is somebody who I have a mutual business with, mutual connection. We both do music, in the music, this and the third, blah, 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 blah. I think that even though Mia, we know she has her fans, we know she used to be a stripper, but I don't think her game is as tight as she think it is. And Nelly and Lise, what's the other one?
I can't think of her name off the top of my head.
Homegirl, they ain't as tight as they think they are neither. So it's really a blind leading the blind type situation. I don't know. I thought it was strange. But yeah, maybe you don't want to be just sitting in this nigga house, which I get. So
But
yeah, Starbucks. But I don't know. I didn't get really being invasive about it because just keep it
I,
real.
yeah, it was. I guess I'm a little bit confused about what's supposed to be going on. There was no real introduction. And what I mean is, there's no introduction as to why Mia is doing this to begin with. It's to
Right.
your point. Cash seems perfectly fine with you just being here. That was actually the expectation.
For sure.
I got stuff planned for you. Got the masseuse. I'm gonna have some
Mhm.
food brought in. I'm taking you out. All of that. You are a guest of mine. You ain't got to worry about nothing. I heated up the pool
Yeah.
for you. Like, even though I got some business to tend to,
Mhm.
because you would think there would be a conversation, right? If it
Yeah.
was real, somebody asked me, can you come out on these dates? I'm like, yeah. Well, actually, as long as you cool with me, from 11 to 5, I got this going on. I got some business to handle.
That part.
None of that was discussed, so it seemed weird. And I guess the weird part is that she did that to herself. She brought that all on herself.
Right.
Even though later we do realize, yeah, you look like my ex. I moved her in for a week, found out she was trying to use me, moved her out. So it does work out in your favor, but you didn't know that at the time that it worked out. If I'm look like I'm independent and I don't need him, it's gonna work in my favor for the long call. I don't know. It's just a weird tactic that I just once you start with a lie, it's hard to upkeep it.
For sure. And this is a question. Is Mia really fucking with him? Or is
That's
it
the thing that I'm trying to
fake
figure out.
money? Because, she at the end of last season when they meet, you could tell she was intrigued. He paid for her day, this and the third. He is why she played Lamont to the left.
Hmm.
So, what you doing? And I guess maybe not wanting to seem too available, too desperate, too eager. Like, yeah, I can do that when I get back home. I don't have to answer every single one of your calls. But you flew me out here while I'm on tour so that I'm not getting paid. Like, I want to enjoy my time with you. I don't really want to make it seem like it's something that it ain't,
Yeah,
especially playing my nigga for you.
yeah, and I love that you brought that up. That's probably the real question we should be asking. Does Mia even fuck with him like that? I think
Yeah.
as a play, you can see it's kind of I don't have a better word than sad right now, but it's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Um, Mia's history of men, even though we don't have a full detail, we saw everything we need to. It was odd for her for someone to want to have missionary sex with her.
Hmm.
She's been in such a performative mode for so long between
Yeah.
stripping and OnlyFans and um, maybe not even having the real time to dedicate to her own personal love life. Like
Yeah.
everything's just kind of a pass and go type of thing. To where when somebody does show that care and wants to take their time with you and talk you
Mm.
through it, um,
Period.
there's a hesitation because you're not familiar with that. You don't
Right.
even know what that's like, and you think it's weird. Like, what's the whole thing? Which makes me think, like, he fucks with her. She doesn't understand it. You would think that I would think that her reaction would be, that was amazing. Like, that was incredible. Her telling her homegirls that, Nelly and Alicia, but it was more so weird, and I don't know, man. She just seems very broken.
Okay. Imma pump your brakes just for a hot second.
Okay, school me.
Okay,
Give me hit.
number 1, I'm with you where you right. Nelly colluded with you. Nelly said, "You ain't never been loved right, friend." There's that. So, in my mind, if we flash back to season 1, I believe she and Lamont was having some missionary sex. You know what I'm saying? Like, it might have been some flip it, turn it, rub it down. But again, this is her baby daddy. But so all
Right.
the other niggas, this, that, and the third. You, this is a fly out again. I'm unsure of the timetable of how much time has passed between introduction and this tour, and now you flying me out here. Obviously, I'm gonna have sex with you. We know that. I appreciate the passion, this, that, and the third. Our
Hmm.
first time having sex, I don't know you like that, for real, for real. All that tell me I'm yours, this, that, and the third, nigga. This is weird. I don't know you like
Mm,
that. This is fun.
mm,
You're doing a lot. You want to do missionary. You want to pull my leg over my head, look me in my eyes. That means you're about to hit the bottom. Nigga, I don't know you like this. Like, this is a lot of dicking for a first go round. Yes, you want to
Mm,
be impressive. You want to make sure that it's enough for me to want to come back. But given that, again, I'm unsure of the timeline, unless we've been fucking cupcaking and there is already an intimacy to the nature of our relationship, yes, no, you don't have to just hit it from the back and never look at me and never connect with me and use me like a fucking cum dumpster. But this is a lot strange, nigga. I don't really know like that.
mm. Okay, so I'm downplaying the emotional
Yeah,
aspect of this from a woman's perspective about what they're receiving or taking in. I didn't think about like you just I just came fresh off the flight by myself. I don't know you. This is our first link for real, for real.
come on.
I'm out of my element, yeah, and then you want to pull this on me. I feel like, yeah, if you're having that kind of sex as a man, there needs to be a conversation about what's happening because I'm expecting those questions afterwards. Like, so what's going on with us? Because
Everybody on.
that's that we go together sex.
And he said, "Tell me you're mine or say I'm yours."
That
Nigga,
is quick out the gate. That
I'm
is
on
fast
the
out the
first
gate.
go round. Are you crazy? This nigga's insane. Now, because now I think the nigga's off.
All
And
right, you know
he
what?
not ridiculousness because now I'm thinking, first off, you want to have this passionate, emotional ass encounter with me. This and the third pause. I did like that he wouldn't let her control the situation. It reminded
Mm-hmm.
me of Aldous Hodge and Taraji P. Henson in What Men Want.
Mm-hmm.
When the first time they had sex, it
Mm.
was, riding in this
That's a
and the
great
third,
pull.
but it wasn't enjoyable because you doing too much. Like, what the fuck? We talk a lot about men having sex the way they watch porn, but women sometimes you be hopping on top and jiggy jiggy jerking, looking a fucking fool, and this why you ain't getting no call back neither. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot.
Mhm.
I liked that he turned it around and was like, okay, look, nah, let me do this. I like a man in control. Cool. But you don't have to say shit to me. And even if you talking me through it, say something else. Don't say tell
I
me
was just,
yours, this,
I
that, and
swear,
the other. Like, I'd
I
rather
swear on
you
everything, Rachel.
be good or say, tell me what you like, not for y'all to be too much in my business, but tell say something else. Don't ask me that, especially on our first go round. You want to make love to me like we're together and like this is a connection, a relationship that has been built. Are you fucking me because I look like your ex? Like, did you have a flashback? What is happening? Because clearly you got it tight.
Yeah, that whole
Then
thing's weird.
consider when Mia said that she was going to be moving around, which was strange. I think that the cameraman and Cassius, like, they were intentional on zooming into his face because he definitely made a bitch. What the fuck? So I initially thought, like, oh my God, is this nigga like Gone Girl? Is he about to be watching her in the house? Like, he
Mm.
didn't want her to leave. I don't know. It just set off all of these random alarms for me. I was like, this nigga fine, but he crazy. I don't know. You might got a
Mhm.
little controlling spirit. So
Nah, that
no,
nah, you that was that you put me on some game. That made perfect sense for what you said it.
don't be
You said
weird.
something I was gonna say. I promise you took the words right out of my mouth. It's a lot of things you can say outside of anything possessive.
Hmm. Exactly.
Out of anything possessive, especially when you don't even know there are certain words and terms and phrases that you say during sex,
Yeah.
especially with somebody that you're not all the way you don't even really know what it is yet. It's not something that you talk about openly, but it's
Uh,
something you remember.
yeah.
You
For sure.
remember saying, "Oh, that shit mine, right?" Like, don't is it, nigga? That's when them kind of questions come in.
Like,
It
I'm
gets a
dead.
little strange.
I don't hear shit you talking about. Just hush.
w-
Shut your mouth.
what did you think about Lamont taking his daughter on a play date with I don't know who Tiffany is.
But it's definitely some static.
There's definitely some static. Do you think this is something that they're leading up to where me is like, you know what, I really fuck with Lamont? Or is this gonna be some kind of love triangle situation? Or you think it's just that's naturally gonna happen because you are the father of my children? We have a walking and talking bond, and I'm always gonna side eye any woman I see you with.
I think it's a combination of all of that.
Okay.
I think it's all of that. But here's the thing. I do think that maybe because you just know who Tiffany is and you know Lulu off rip, I think that maybe she's somebody that's been around. Her and Lamont may or may not have a funny little thing, or she like him, this and the third, you know. Um, so I think that it is funny, funny style. Um, Genuine shade just because. And here's the thing. Mia, this go round, she didn't stop fucking with Lamont because he did something or showed himself unworthy, quote unquote. He ain't do no weird shit. She quit fucking with him because she came up on cash and this nigga has money. And Lamont don't have no money.
Hmm.
He on the come up. He
Hmm.
grinding just like you. This nigga has it. Again, Mia work. She got an OnlyFans and whatever else. I believe she said she had 3 jobs in season one. So here is some shit that's gonna make it easy. I'm gonna fall back on you because I fully intend on fucking with this nigga and getting a bag, getting whatever I can out of this situation. And I might like him too, low key. Like he cool. He seemed different
Okay.
pre-possession. So yeah, and she still like that nigga. She still love Lamont ass.
Yeah, she does. And that's what makes me wonder if this is gonna be something where um they're gonna end up together or if it's
Mm,
just gonna be this, which we can talk about it now. You ever sent the wrong text message?
yeah, I've done it several times. Not to
How
a
would
nigga.
you have talked your how would you have talked your way out of this one?
Out of a got him? Um, I don't know. Got him. I'll be
Like,
40.
or let me even let's take you out of it. Let's take you out of it personally. How does Mia bounce back from this?
She can't, she has to double text that number back. Like, he's mine, y'all. Like, I think we got something. Oh shit. I didn't even realize that that was you. But also, I didn't remember her having her phone on the bed. So where did this picture come from?
So was the picture all right? Do you think the picture was supposed to? I took it as the picture was already sent prior. Like she had sent that to him for his own personal collection. So she sent the picture and the got a message
Yeah,
together.
yeah. And I felt like that was for the girls. And here, because in the picture, she was doing the shit that Nelly was trying to show her, where she was doing too much.
I didn't pick up on that part because I will say when I first watched it, I think I was half looking at something else,
Mhm.
and I thought he thumbs up her message, just not a question mark. I thought he thumbs up on some like this was just a weekend slide, like
Mhm.
especially after that conversation about his ex girl and her looking alike and him getting rid of her after a week. I'm like, oh,
Mhm.
this is just how he moved. He played it up, did too much just for a weekend, so I could have just said that's what it was. But then
Yeah.
I looked back and I'm like, oh, that's a question mark because she sent
Mhm.
the wrong text message. I didn't know the picture was associated. That's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I
she
don't
she
think you can. I don't know how you come back from that.
that she got a double text it like, he's mine, y'all. I really feel like this could be something. They come be like, oh shit, wait a minute. That clearly was not for you. Oh my God. I'm talking to the girls. If he bite, okay, but it really ain't shit you can do but that. You can't unsend it. He's already seen it. He's already reacted to it.
questioned it, like, "Huh, got him." Like, I'd have been talking about the sneakers app or something, man. I got these new shoes that just dropped or something. Like,
This.
what's that dude? What's that nigga name? Waylon got him. Like, I'd have tried to flip it somehow. Like, this is just something me and the girl say. We were just talking shit.
Yeah,
I don't
man.
know, man. That's a
Silly,
moving too fast, doing too much.
doing too much. Again, like I said, be a game for you to be a stripper, OnlyFans, to be a nigga who I would think can run niggas and can play. She ain't really playing the way that she should be playing. Her head ain't in the
Yeah, she
game.
ain't focused. Her head on everything. I was just about to say her head at the end of the game, man. She ain't focused.
Yeah, man,
Oh man. Let's get to the core of this episode,
sure.
which is the pairing of Shauna and Duke, which is
They
the duo that I didn't expect to enjoy so much together.
yeah.
Um, but man, did I really enjoy Duke in this episode
Mhm.
and
Mm,
the way that they're both living the same life right now,
yeah.
right? They're both trying to figure out what's next. They're both still struggling.
Mm,
We see the um, back to back shots of Shauna realizing she had got $25 in her bank account, just started her
right.
period, just on some, this shit's fucked up. We got Duke trying to get a hold of Deja, trying to get a hold of her girls, see what's going on. I'm out of town. I ain't heard nothing. Ain't nobody answering their phone.
Yeah.
Deja already came up to me on some like, let me run some shit while you gone. Now
Mhm.
you ghost me, and I found out all of y'all are with Deja. She got entertainers and athletes and ballers and everybody else. Deja slick trying to steal my business, trying to steal my clientele. That's the way I look at it.
Wait. Okay, I might have misheard all of that. I thought they said they missed Deja. They didn't know where she was. At least when they were with her, they would have been with ballers, this, that, and the third.
Oh no, because that's where they are now. They were at a place. 'Cause remember, they having fun.
PL or
Like your uncle
PLS.
had us in the bullshit.
Right.
I think what she actually said was, I don't fuck with Deja,
Mhm.
but she has us around the ballers, and so I
Got
think
it.
that that's all
Okay.
Deja's doing,
Okay.
which is Deja's trying to undercut and say, you know what, I can run this shit too. I can give y'all clientele because that's the thing when it comes to pimping. If you can take somebody else's hoe, you can
Mhm.
take his hoe or
Yeah.
her hoe.
Yeah.
So it's really her decision to decide if she wants to be with me. Now, if you a pimp that's going to be about that and there's going to be some repercussions, then
Mhm.
so be it. But otherwise, it ain't worth the trouble. I'm just going to take all your merchandise and I'm going to run off. And that's
For
what it
sure.
feels like. It's like it's putting Duke in a position where it's like, yo, I got to make this shit work because
Mhm.
I'm sacrificing a lot. The same way we talked about, Rachel. If I'm going to be on tour like this, I need something. I can't just be out here assed out because I can't live that life. Something got to shake. And both of them are in a position where they need a win. And we
Mhm.
get into the gas station scene, trying to figure out why Shauna's wearing this damn hoodie, and then we
Man.
see her stealing. I didn't
Not
even put two and two together. Like her bank account did just say she broke, so of
yeah.
course she'd be stealing. But probably because I haven't, and blessings, amen to the
And
Lord. I haven't been in a situation where I've had to pickpocket a store or
mhm.
shoplift from a store in so long that the thought of it just seems so foreign.
Yeah.
But she really out here in that. It's like this is what I got to do to survive.
Mhm.
I thought what Duke did for her peeping the scene. Like I said, she sees one, two steps ahead. Even down to putting the glasses on my thing as an excuse for when this thing goes off, I can play it off. Even to I'm overpaying you, keep the change because
Mhm.
now I'm looking like a trustful person. I'm a
Right.
good-hearted person. I'm not. Why would I try to get over on you if I just told you to keep the change?
Right.
Oh, this was just a common mistake. It all looks believable, and
Mhm.
still not even saying anything to Shauna. Like not even acknowledging at the moment that I know you want some bullshit, but I'm gonna help you out. That told me everything I need to know about Duke because I don't even really fuck with you like that, but I'm not gonna let you go down like that because
For su
obviously you doing this shit for a reason.
for sure. Duke been looking out since we met Duke. Well, maybe not since we met her, but at least at least the last 8 episodes, Duke been looking out. Once she took them under her wing, quote unquote,
Mm-hmm.
she's worked her Duke magic in their favor. She's a hustler. She season one, she got them all these shows, whatever. Even though it's somebody ballet studio, I am finding a way. I'm making a way for y'all the best way I know how. Again, which makes me not understand why they wouldn't let her work, let her
Mhm.
actually work. You know what I'm saying? Duke is the most stand up out of all of these niggas. She just again is somebody who has had to hustle. We find out that her mother passed when she was a child, so she's been living with her uncle, who's a pimp. That's a horrible environment for a young girl growing up, you know?
Mhm.
And so again, we see somebody who is a product of their environment, just trying to fucking make it, trying to do anything. And again, we said it earlier at the top, Duke is a hustler. She can make something
Mhm.
happen with $12 that Shauna, because she's not cut like that. She ain't cut from that. She's not had to make shit shake for real, for real, for real. When things got tough, she started scamming. She ain't just
Mhm.
say, damn, let me get a second job. Let me work some
And
overtime. You know what I'm saying? So whereas
yeah.
Duke has multiple hustles, okay? I'm a pimp, still a little dope. Now I'm trying to manage y'all. Like Duke is somebody who understands one, multiple streams of income and the
Nobody's
importance
here to save me.
of tips, soft skills.
Nobody's coming. Yeah. Nobody's coming to save me.
Exactly.
If I don't
Exactly.
make this shit happen, I'm gonna be assed out.
Exactly. So she's just such a thorough ass person. And she still probably wouldn't have said shit to Shauna had she not have been talking shit. Like Shauna talks too fucking much. And again, because she ain't from where they're from, she looks down on these niggas. She
Mhm.
really does. So that makes it hard to root for her. You know what I'm saying? Because she's so fucking dumb and dingy. How you stuck up and looking, pointing your nose down at me, bitch? You about to get a fair charge. You're
Yeah.
scamming. You had
Yeah.
to steal because you don't have do have money in her pocket. She paid for whatever she got. You didn't. Fuck
Straight
out of
up.
here.
What you gonna
So
say to me? And I looked out. I could have let your ass just get caught up, but that's fucking up my money. And I'm
exactly.
smart enough to know that it's not even worth it for that. I'm gonna let you scheme off. And like you said, I'm not even gonna say shit about it. Like that's your business. Whatever, do what you got to do. I listen. I grew up around pimps in a house full of hoes. Like I understand how this shit works. Like so, if you got to steal to make it, I'm sure you got a story behind it. But don't turn your nose up at me
That
on some
part.
shit because now I'm gonna
That,
throw it in your face because she also recognizes when she has an advantage with somebody, and
mm-hmm.
I'm very aware that I know that you can't afford an Uber.
Yeah.
You have to take this walk with me.
Yep.
And you're not that prideful to sit here and let a proud boy fuck you, as Shauna said.
Right.
Um, that's just something she kept in her back pocket. It reminds me of that episode of Martin when Martin knew that Gina had the car towed, like the car
Mm.
got towed. He kept sending her out for errands because Gina just wouldn't admit that, yo, I'm fucked up out here. Like,
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I took the money and did this. Nah, I'm gonna take advantage of it. And
Mm-hmm.
what we get from that is just a couple different scenes of Shauna and Duke just really starting to grow and get into it. Really start to understand each other. They had that moment where Duke was lost, and she has a conversation like, You out here is well. First of all, let me back up some because I thought I literally laughed out loud at this when she asked her why that she had the hoodie on. She said, "I'm on my period," and Duke said, "Me too." And Shauna's reaction to that was hysterical. Was hysterical because it's one of those I'm not gonna say too much to get myself in trouble out here. But it's
Mm-hmm.
just a funny ass reaction because Shauna realized it. Oh, I'm sorry. What you sorry for? I don't know. Like I forgot that you had periods type of thing. It's just funny as
Yeah.
hell.
I forgot you
Funny
really
as
are
hell.
not a nigga.
Yeah, like I like
Yeah.
that's just not something I was expecting to have casual conversation with you about. Like you on your period. Like what? Duke, you on your period? Like, oh shit, you are a woman, aren't you? Like, and I don't mean that disrespectfully. I just mean Duke carries herself a certain way. She's not hiding the fact that this is how I want to live my life.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just crazy. Also, real quick side note before I get more into that, you ever had the friend that makes one too many jokes about pass that nigga this way? Then
Not me personally, but I've seen it. Mhm.
Yeah, man. That shit crazy, ain't it?
Yeah. So you clearly are the homie hopper.
Shit. Everybody looking for a come up. Trying to change my life.
Mhm. Mhm.
Same thing Mia doing. You don't want them, I'll take them. Shit. I ain't got no shame. I'll sit
Sideline.
in the crib and get the masseuse, you
Bruh.
know. But we got me and Duke walking, sprinklers going all around them.
Mhm.
Um, Shauna's just having no faith, like you said earlier. Let Duke do her thing. Let her take care of everything. You're questioning every single decision, and I love that Duke opened her heart. Like, listen, even when I get y'all wins,
Mhm.
y'all act like I'm bringing y'all losses. Like, this is some bullshit. Like, y'all have no idea how hard I'm hustling.
Mhm.
Um, to your point, Rachel, since y'all been under my wing, I've been busting my ass, and y'all don't even recognize that shit. And I'm not
Yep.
even sitting here bitching about it. I'm not upset about it because I know this is the grind. Like y'all praises, they have the phrase, if you live for the praise, you'll die by the booze.
Yeah.
I'm not here for that. I'm here to this is about me just as much as it's about y'all. And I'm genuinely connected. I'm genuinely tapped in. Y'all can trust me. I have your best interest at heart because that's my best interest at heart.
Yeah.
But just being real about it, like I'm out here trying, y'all. I'm out here trying. Like I'm
Yeah.
really trying to make this shit shake. And I'm really tired of y'all acting like that's not the case.
For
That
sure.
was
But
just a groundbreaking moment for them.
everything Duke said was right. And
Yeah,
you didn't touch on it, but she was like, bitch, you talking all this shit. You ain't got no fucking socks on and you ashy. It's nothing you could say to me. I
hilarious.
get mad about no fucking sockless ashy nigga talking shit to me. Nothing. You might as well be
Yeah,
musty. Nothing you can say to me. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a
and
fuck.
you stealing and shit. Like, come on, man, stop talking to me like
We
I
live
ain't
in the same
like
life.
you
You
doing.
to me, we was on the same shit. Nigga, please.
Right.
Please.
And I think that goes to Shauna said something interesting where she said, just admit that you don't know what you're doing
Mhm.
and you're not in any position to manage. You can't even manage them braids.
Little ass braids.
Yeah.
Who the fuck you talking to?
I don't think that exactly, man. I don't think that that's not fair for Duke, man, because he's shown you. If she ain't showing you nothing else, she's showing you that she hustles. If you don't have that hustle spirit in you, how dare you say that? Because everybody's an amateur until they ain't. Like before we had multiple episodes in, before we had hours and hours of rep at recording and podcasting, we were just two niggas that just picked up. We still are that low key, but we understand how to navigate things. Like, don't downplay my shit because I'm actually the one thing that we do accomplish is every week we come back.
Yeah.
Like regardless if you say I'm qualified or not, like how you gonna say that if I'm coming back every single week and every single day and I'm doing the shit and making sure that I'm providing for you? Like I'm working for you. How dare you say that shit to me?
But here's the thing, and I already said it. Shauna thinks she's better than them niggas.
Which is
Flashback,
crazy.
flashback season one. Before Francois blew up, she wasn't doing him like that. Like, yeah, she was questioning him, but she wasn't talking to him the way that she does Duke. Even the way she talked to me low key, like she thinks that she's above them niggas. She don't do that to them because Francois is the same kind of nigga as her. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say whatever to you. I'm gonna talk crazy to you because you ain't blew up neither, and you worse off, quote unquote, maybe than I am. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
No,
Did you have any thoughts about? Did you have any thoughts about the sad white tears and the
no,
neighbor with the shotgun?
ridiculous shit. That shit was crazy as fuck.
Yeah. I think it was just placed there, obviously, for some sort of comic relief and also just showing us that Shauna's really at the point. You know what? At this point in my life, I'm down bad. Shoot me.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
me,
And that's a
motherfucker.
terrible place to be in, man. I've been in some bad situations, but I ain't never hit the point where I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. Push the button. It's over. I don't
Yeah,
care.
it was silly.
And
That shit was
I
silly.
believe it.
And here's the thing: I'm so glad that Duke and Shauna have, dare I say, buried the hatchet because Duke is going to be instrumental in making sure Shauna does not go to jail.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shauna cannot lie. You need a nigga like Duke to coach you on how to navigate this shit. And so that makes me wonder, do you think she knew and or suspected that Maurice was recording their conversation?
Do I think that
Shauna knew.
Shauna was aware?
Mhm.
No, no. I don't think that she had. I think that that conversation was originally for Shauna to keep him close, like
Mhm.
Duke said.
Mhm.
But I think that she loves him, like we said earlier. Well, I don't know. Maurice definitely loves her. I think there's some love there. I think she genuinely feels bad that he's
Mhm.
getting charged with the shit, and she's not thinking properly about. She admitted on tape that it was her. She was the one bringing him in. Like that's not something that I don't know if that says more about Shauna being so out of her element or her feelings for Maurice, because that's just something you don't say on the phone.
Yeah.
I
Cuz
don't want to
each
say anything on the phone.
can I pushed you into this? Does that implicate me? I didn't say I participated. I just pushed you to do it.
Yeah, I told you to get your money. When I listen, if I was trying to somebody said, "Well, do you get on tape saying this?" I just when I say push him to do it, I just meant like find a way to get your money. I didn't know he's gonna do that.
That part.
Just encouraging him to be a hustler and just figure
That
it
part.
out. I
That
didn't know
part.
he was gonna do some illegal shit. But Shauna probably didn't even got that. I just came up with that on the fly. Like Shauna ain't even got that to
Yeah.
comprehend. She can't.
Yeah.
She's one of those people you look at and you know she lying. Like,
That
oh,
part.
you that nah, nigga, we about to ring you out.
It's very interesting because I think that it could be something given what we know of Shauna, but it wasn't enough. You know what I'm saying? And Maurice tried to go her into saying more. So I think she peeps like, oh, maybe I shouldn't say XYZ. Maybe I shouldn't say anything else. But when he hung up, he wasn't, that wasn't enough for his recording. You know what I'm saying?
No,
It
not
wasn't
no.
enough to get him off, you know?
Right, exactly.
So
It's
it's
not enough.
very
Nothing.
interesting. We didn't talk about it, but we saw that he was at a his aunt's birthday party
Mm-hmm.
with us who they're beefing now because of all of this
Mm-hmm.
shit. We see him in episode 1 and we know that he's not fucking with Shauna, but him and Cuz still seem cool, but he was very clear if it's come down between me and her, you know what it is.
So how does Maurice get charges? As he said, I talked to you. Yo, you go in and talk to them. Next thing I know I got charges.
Because
Cuz snitch.
Cuz snitched.
Yeah.
Shauna's already talked to the people. She's already
Right.
talked to her parents. She's already talked to them. They're still
Mm-hmm.
investigating. So now we come talk to you, and now the charges are filed. Hmm.
Funny little
Who can't
thing.
be trusted? Who can't be trusted here?
I'm upset that Maurice can't see this. Love blinds you. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Spike, man. He says that love will blind you. Like it will make you not realize what's going on. Because to me, if I'm Maurice, I'm questioning everything and everyone. I don't care cuz or not. Like this just doesn't make sense. I that's just a character trait for me. When shit doesn't make sense, I you just can't let that fly. You can't just move on to the next part of the conversation. Now, let's rewind it real quick. Like explain that one more time because I'm not picking up on it.
Yeah.
I don't understand how Mia already, or excuse me, how Shauna already talked to the peoples. You go talk to people, and all of a sudden I get charged. Did you
Right.
get charged? You ain't get charged? What am I missing? Now it's a story about well, Shauna, they was
They knew.
telling me stuff only Shauna would know. Like,
Them people, and if anybody
I
knows,
don't
and I've
know.
never been interrogated, I've never been in trouble like that. Hello, somebody. Then people get in there and say anything, and look at you.
Yeah.
You ain't watched First 48. You're building a story. I could say, motherfucker, the sky is purple. And you was like, it sure was purple that day. Yup.
Mm-hmm.
Nigga. Nope. Only blue skies my way. Just no sort of nothing. And again, when you're trying to cover your ass, and we already know if he said if it's me against her, but that mean if it's me against anybody, I'm not going to
Yeah.
jail. Nigga. So here we
Not
are.
going to jail, man. Listen, it's unfortunately I've seen this happen in TV plenty of times. Unfortunately, I've seen it happen in real life. Um, I haven't been a part of it, but there's when them people pull up on you
Mhm.
and say, "Nigga, you going to jail."
Yeah.
Like Alonzo said in training day, you want to go to jail, or you want to go home. Like niggas are picking home.
Mhm.
I'm picking
Mhm.
home. I'm not, especially when it's some bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm not going to jail for this bullshit. It's kind of the name of the game.
Boy.
Um, One last thing that I have, just quick Shauna point.
Mhm.
She's not aware. She has no self awareness
None.
either.
None.
Um,
None.
and the scene that I want to reference is when her and Duke are walking, just opening up. And Duke's kind of walking her through what you need to be doing and be one or two steps ahead. This is the time when people start snitching. Shauna tells her about the scamming thing, and I love how Duke looked at her. So you mean to tell me the whole time you was judging me, you was making your own plays?
Mhm.
Shauna, she doesn't even look at her crime as the same because
That's
she's not from
right.
there and she doesn't think like that.
Mhm.
She views herself in a different thing.
Mhm.
So it's just a very fascinating. Season one did a good job of letting us know that things started from Shauna's point of view and just where she
Yeah.
started with this as a conscious rapper and what her
Mhm.
goals and aspirations are. Now it's doing a good job of just unpacking all of that and letting us know how she's not built for this world. And
For
I'm
sure.
I'm they have a lot of good storylines to continue to follow throughout
Mhm.
this season that I'm very interested in. I wonder if they're going to be on tour this whole season.
Oh, I hope not.
I wonder what the next thing is for them musically.
Mhm.
I wonder what's going to happen. I wonder how Mia's going to get out of this situation with Cash.
Yeah.
Excuse me, this double text. I want to see what's going to happen with Mia and the reconciliation, not reconciliation, but maybe a real serious heart to heart scene with her mom.
Mhm.
If Mia and Lamont are going to work anything out, if Lamont's going to explore other options with maybe Tiffany,
Mhm.
if Mia and Shauna are going to get on the same page and be cool, like what's going to be that thing? And we didn't talk about it.
Mhm.
We mentioned it in season 5, episode 1 of Insecure when we were doing that. There's nothing like a trauma bond. You notice
Yeah.
that the trauma bond that Duke and Shauna share between that
Mhm.
shotgun being in their face was what
Yeah.
got them to open up. So I think that them being on the same page is going to work wonders for their relationship because she can middleman anybody. She can
For
get in Mia's ear like, yo, like,
for
let's get
sure.
to this shit, all of that. So
Mhm.
listen, I don't know if you have anything else, Rachel, but
I
it's
don't.
almost 2 hours
Yeah.
covering 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Once again, everyone, we apologize for getting this to y'all late, but we will be on a weekly schedule.
Mhm.
I don't know what next week looks like because it is going to be Thanksgiving week. I'm not sure what the recording schedule will look like, but outside of that, you should probably be expecting these episodes weekends, Monday at the latest. We'll do them weekly. And I think that's about it. I'm just excited to be back and talking about TV with you, Ray P.
For sure. Always. I love you and I missed you. Well, I mean, I talk to you every week, but you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, same. Love you as well. For everybody out there listening, watching, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. We got y'all. This is something that, um, I always tell people this was not the plan for this feed. This was a one and done type of thing. So we appreciate y'all listening each week, for taking the breaks with us, for still tuning in for new shows. A lot of our listener retention, get considering the breaks that we take in between what we discuss. Man, I'm really happy with it as far as how many of y'all just like the same shows we do and enjoy hearing us talk about them. So it's credit as always to Rachel. Just her love of television and the way you spell things out and bring your real life experiences to this, man. It makes this so smooth and so easy. So I couldn't be more happy to be working with someone in this vein than you. I'm very blessed, and I can't wait to get through the next 5 weeks. I think there's 8 episodes this season, 10. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, to get through this with you. So I'm excited. We might have some more stuff for y'all. There might be another show added. We'll figure it all out. But until then, thank you for tuning in. Y'all
Sure.
be cool or y'all be cool.
Peace out. Bye bye.
We out.